Hey there, giant fans of fun. It's Thad, the theme park giant. Today we're going to be at Animal Kingdom doing some streaming, checking out this absolutely beautiful park. Got online a little later than I'd hoped this morning. I've got some friends from Iowa that are in town, so I met them. We already did Avatar Flight of Passage, so I just realized I don't have the chat set up. Give me a minute. So yeah, I've already done Avatar with some friends today. Now I'm trying to get my chat set up so it comes into my phone. I apologize. I always forget this step. But we'll get there. Oh, it's so many things you have to remember, and I forget one little thing every time. Please bear with me. It's just going to take me a second here. I'm actually going to go, well, it's not going as I'd hoped. Never does. Just making sure we're up and running. Hope you're all doing well. It is definitely warm here again in Orlando today. No surprise there. Get right on top of me. All right, I'm sorry about this. Need to go. Probably need to go sit down at a table and get this figured out quick. So, I'll at least show you Pandora while we're walking around here. This is an absolutely stunning area for a theme park. I do love all the detail and theming they put into this. And of course, this is the entrance to Avatar Flight of Passage. One of the most popular attractions here at Disney World, and easily the most popular attraction at Animal Kingdom. All those fountains. Okay. I am almost done messing around with all my setup here. Hopefully that doesn't lose my connection. All right, looks like it stayed up. And I just need to do one last thing here. It's the fun part about streaming. You get to work through all your tech issues on the fly. All right. Now I just want to do a quick test. Make sure I'm seeing chats come through. Sorry again for all this. But once we get this sorted out, we'll be up and running and good to go. Hey Nathan, if you're still in the chat, thanks for stopping in. We are streaming today over here at Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Let's see if I get that chat on my... All right. Finally have chat up and running. Apologies. All right, let's get to it. So my plan, if you did not hear, I met some friends from back in Iowa, where I'm originally from, here around Rope Drop. We hung out for a little bit. I did Avatar Flight of Passage with them, and then said my goodbyes since I was about to start streaming. So I'm thinking I'm gonna head back towards Discover Island. I need to exchange one of my fuel rods at the Island Mercantile store, and then after that I think I'm gonna make my way over to Dinosaur and then ride that, and then probably make my way over to Expedition Everest, and we'll go from there. Hey, good morning, Scary Mary, Not So Scary Mary TV. Always great to see you. Thanks for hopping in the chat, as always. Beautiful morning over here at Animal Kingdom. Just walking through Pandora at the moment. I'm gonna go up here, actually. I always like to walk around this area. It's just so beautifully themed. All those floating rocks. So cool how they did all that. And you get all these little alcoves throughout the park with these little streams, all these crazy flowers, you know, because we're on a alien planet here. And if you've ever seen this at night, you know it's just absolutely stunning. But it's so rare to see the park actually stay open late enough to see everything get lit up. It's one great thing about winter down here. Animal Kingdom stays open a little later. Thanks. Thanks, Scary Mary. Always great to see you too. And yes, it is beautiful. Just love all these waterfalls. An optical illusion they created of those floating islands. I agree, Mary. It is so relaxing back here, which is funny because, you know, people are always so stressed about getting on the Avatar ride, but if you actually just chill out in this area and walk around, you can really appreciate it. You know, since we're already kind of checking it out, let's do a quick lap of everything before we head back to Discovery Island. It's well worth taking a few minutes to check it all out. You've always got the sounds pumping in. I love it. It's actually a little creepy sometimes if you walk back from Africa up to this section of the park on that path that goes by the Lion King show. Near sunset, it gets a little creepy with all the noises coming out of the forest, because if no one's around, it's just weird, because you can't tell if they're actual, you know, real animals in the Florida like forests or if it's pumped in noise. The thing I've learned after moving down here, there's always some animal not that far away if you're walking past trees. We live in a crazy place down here. I feel like these used to shoot water. I could be wrong on that, but I think they did. Gotta love. I'm big on kinetic energy in the parks. I love water. You know, Disney's always pretty good about fountains and waterfalls and things. Just to keep things moving, it keeps it a little more alive in the land. Just adds so much. We're over here by the Navi River journey now. Let's see. And it's currently a 65-minute standby. So I'm not going to be waiting for that one at the moment. I like Navi River Journey, but anything over about 30-35 minutes for me is a little too much of a wait. But I actually do like that ride, probably more than a lot of people do. You're right, Mary. I think that's my favorite thing about moving down here now and being a local. I don't have to rush around the parks to do everything I want. I can take my time, walk around, just take it all in. Because that's really what the Disney parks are supposed to be, I think. It's one of the things I love about Epic Universe. You can really just kind of chill over there and take in all the detail. It's amazing. But you're right, Mary. It's a good rule in life. Just kind of stop and smell the flowers once in a while, right? I think as I get older, I appreciate that a lot more. It used to always be go, 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 and now it's like, you know, let's just kind of step back and appreciate things once in a while. Hey, Christopher Liddell, good to see you, man. Nah, it is tempting, isn't it? Always want to. I couldn't live without my Disney pass. Thanks for stopping by again, Christopher. I realized after I ended that Epic stream a couple weeks ago, I knew your name and it finally hit me. We met at Busch Gardens last year during the Phoenix Revenge annual pass holder preview. It was great to meet you. Always good to catch up with you in the chat, so thanks for watching. Oh yeah, Mary, kinetic energy. Every park has to have it. I think that's I'll say this a lot on my streams, but I think that's one of my biggest disappointments with the new Epcot. I wish they had a fountain behind Spaceship Earth, because that whole courtyard area just seems a little dead to me. As pretty as it is at night with the lighting and everything, I really wish they would have put a fountain back there like they used to have. It definitely misses it. That's right, Christopher. That is where we met. I'm hoping to, with my streaming setup, I think I can. I've been working on it, but I've got an Action 4 camera also, which is a lot like a GoPro. And I think I'm going to be able to stream at Busch Gardens and SeaWorld and actually ride the roller coasters while I stream. So I'm really excited to try that out. I might go down to Busch Gardens here sometime this week and do it. So I think that'd be awesome if I could take people on those rides live. One, being in Clearwater, it's so easy to get up here, get that pass, and it's just burning a hole in your pocket. So like every weekend you want to get up here and hit the parks, but it's well worth it. Mary, how often do you get up here from Miami? With that Brightline train, it's pretty easy now. Although it's not a terrible drive either, or you can take a quick flight.
Let's see what the...
That's a good call, Christopher. I think as much as I love everything over at Epic, I think the Potter area is the most lacking, theming wise, and it could definitely use a fountain. They have a fountain that a thing jumps out of and shoots water at people when you do the wand trick on it, but it's not an actual fountain. But yeah, that area is kind of lacking, I feel like. But the ride is incredible, I will say. They need another ride over there. The circus show is really good, but I would have thought they'd have at least 2 rides in the Potter area. Well, thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. I'm starting to get a little more consistent with my streams now that I got all my setup figured out. Of course, thanks to John from Fun to Be Free for all of his expertise in helping me get that all figured out. Where is the... I thought there was a fuel rod exchange thing in here. Is there a fuel rod? Oh, thank you. So it's out here on the patio. Let's be around here. Always a fun game. Where are the fuel rods? Here it is. So if you don't know what fuel rods are, if you're in the park ever, you can buy these, and they're just these quick little chargers, and then you can swap them out for free. You have to buy them ahead of time, but little trick, you can buy an older version of one on eBay, and it'll convert it to the newer version, and they're way cheaper. Or what I did a couple months ago, I bought a 3-pack on Amazon, and they were only like, I think it was $50 for the 3 of them. Whereas if you do, if you buy one at an actual machine in the parks, I think it's almost $50 on its own. So if it's something you're ever thinking about, buy them ahead of time on Amazon or eBay, because they work. So let's see what we've got here. Yeah, the ride and the show are so cool. I really like the pre-show of the circus one. I love that. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a pretty good magic trick in that pre-show with the suitcase. So one of the better tricks I've seen at a park during a show. Ooh, a Vekoma flyer themed to Quidditch would be awesome. Something like Fly over Phantasialand, huh? Just had some friends over at Phantasialand, and they've just been going crazy about how good Fly is. Everybody I know that goes just raves about it. Just realized I walked by the Tree of Life and we didn't even look at it. Get me thinking about roller coasters, and look what happens. That's a great idea, though. I love the Quidditch idea. That'd be really cool. And I guarantee Universal, with their ride developers these days, could pull off something really awesome. I think they're just knocking it out of the park over there. All right, let's get a look at the Tree of Life here. Then we're gonna go over to Dinosaur. Dinosaur is always a little shorter wait in the morning. We waited about an hour for Avatar this morning. We got in the park. Probably the time we met up and everything, it was probably about 8:45 when we got in line, but only took an hour. There's the Tree of Life. So the flow of this park, everybody goes to Pandora right away at Rope Drop. Your 3 busiest rides are always going to be, obviously, Avatar Flight of Passage is number 1. The Navi River Journey, which is right next door to it, gets all the overflow from when people get done riding Avatar. And then a lot of people head to the safari. So that side of the park is always crazy the first 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and then it kind of spreads out. So I like to come over and do Dinoland and Expedition Everest while the wait is not too bad. Ooh, Fly's tied for your number 1. Ooh. Well, now I'm jealous. And if I remember right, you're a big Iron Gwazi guy, is that right? Morning. Some live music here in the park. I always like this stage. The Viva Gaia band that plays here later in the afternoon is always fun. Oh, Benny's a big coaster guy. Well, he'll be right at home on this stream. I love the Disney parks, but well, I love all theme parks, but I love roller coasters. That's why I've traveled all over the world. It's to hit the roller coasters. All right, heading into Dino Land. A spiritual experience. That's awesome. That's what's so awesome about the theme parks, Mary. You know, that's how I was with Guardians of the Galaxy, because it'd been open about a year before I just missed on a trip when I still lived in Iowa coming down. I just missed its opening. They were doing cast member previews the days I was there, and it was just killing me that I couldn't get on it. And so I came back a year later when I got my lease down here and made sure to ride that, and Tron had just opened, but Guardians was an absolutely next level experience and is every single time I go on it. Hey, a bouncing journey. Good to see you, April. Yeah, I've been drinking water. It's that time of year, right? I know you had some pretty hot days over at Epic last week, so you know what it's like. Great to see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. I thought it was Gwazi, Christopher. Got a good Australian coaster buddy. He's over here in the States right now on a vacation, and he was just at Cedar Point yesterday. He hadn't been up there in a few years, and Steel Vengeance is my number one. And a lot of my friends, and he likes Gwazi more. We were all arguing about it in a group chat yesterday. Let's go take a look at some construction here before we go over to Dinosaur. I love Gwazi, it's just too short for me. Just needs a little extra. Let's see. Hey, Surf Bum. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in the chat and saying hi. Spaceship Ears. Great to see you, man. No worries. I'll let you drive, that's fine. Forgot it's like morning commute time out there in the Pacific Northwest, isn't it? So we've got the Tropical Americas stuff coming. Obviously they tore out the Dinorama and everything. So we've got all these construction walls up right now. It's going to be the Encanto themed, I believe it's like a trackless ride, like Mickey and Minnie Railway over at Hollywood Studios. So I am excited for that. This park definitely needs a good dark ride like that, so it'd be awesome. Oh yeah, the overheating is a real issue on days like this, April. I use my Pocket 3 Osmo camera to stream, and I use 3 phones to help with the connection on it, and my streaming phone that pushes everything out gets real hot. Oh, you've never been to Cedar Point? Oh man. You're gonna love it. I love Cedar Point. I know a lot of coaster people get a little jaded with things, and like all of a sudden Cedar Point isn't that great, and it's like, no, Cedar Point's great. I've been going there since 1994. We used to drive over from Iowa, my sister and I, and so good. I'm excited for you. Can't wait to hear what you think. Got Chippendale wearing their dino costumes. Always fun seeing them out walking around. All right, we're gonna go see Dinosaur. And I want to see how the signal holds up on this with my new setup, because when I just had T-Mobile, this was a ride that I could not do streaming on, but feeling pretty good. Now I probably jinxed it, but who knows. Yeah, I didn't hear any construction going on over there, John, so it seemed like there was a lot more going on over here before they closed all that. You could always hear things being dug out and whatever, and now it's always kind of quiet over there. Good morning. All right, so it's 25 minutes, so Animal Kingdom's kind of busy today, which is weird because the parks have been pretty quiet the last few days. Oh, April, you got to get up to Cedar Point if you like roller coasters. It's about as good as it gets. And they're adding another one here. June 28th, I believe, is the opening date for the new Siren's Curse, which is a one-of-a-kind for the U.S. model of roller coaster right now. It's a tilt coaster where the track actually tilts into a 90-degree drop and holds you there and then lets you go. There's one in Taiwan, and there's one being built in Texas. But who knows when that thing's ever going to open. Whereas Cedar Point has actually announced their official opening date. Oh, thanks for the feedback, Mary. Glad to hear everything looks and sounds good this morning. I know last week I had a couple streams that never got off the ground because of tech issues, so you're always a little worried once you first go live. Mrs. Cosby's Bayou Adventure. Rode Tiana's a couple days ago with John from Fun to Be Free when we were streaming. I hadn't been on it in a while. I always preferred the virtual queue because I could get one for rope drop basically anytime I wanted one. I knew how to manipulate that system pretty well. Benny Rodriguez, hey, welcome in. His ears must have been burning, Mary. Must have been burning. He had to come see what was going on. Welcome in, Benny. Always loved you in the Sandlot. The Dino Institute. Oh yeah, Christopher, your rankings are gonna definitely have a shakeup. Just off the top of my head, I think I have 3 of my top 10 steel are at that park. Because I'll always have a soft spot for Millennium Force. It's not the craziest ride, but it's just awesome. It's just fast and smooth. You get some airtime. It's more floaty than, ejector air, but. And then I love Maverick. Maverick's so good. There's just nothing quite like Maverick. I always call Velocicoaster like Maverick version 2. They just made it a little bigger and a little crazier. And then of course, Steel Vengeance is my all-time number 1, and that thing will absolutely it just destroys my thighs. The airtime's non-stop, over and over and over. I'm curious to hear your opinions, Christopher, since you're such a big Gwazi guy. Because I feel like Iron Gwazi's like half of Steel Vengeance, with how Steel Vengeance hits that mid-course and it still has another like minute and a half of airtime for you, whereas Gwazi's done. Let's do this. Keep forgetting to change my banners out. Get talking to chat and space off. But that's good. I'd rather interact with you guys. All right, Benny, now I have to know, what's your favorite roller coaster? Since we're talking so many coasters this morning. I'm just excited to get inside. Oh, I love Terran. Yeah, I'd have to sit down and think about it, but Terran would be right on the edge of my top 5 steel, I think. Yeah, I love those Intamin blitzes. And Maverick. I love Terran, but I think Maverick tops it for me just by a little bit. Just a little more intense. The Terran, the theming, oh my gosh. So for like the Disney fans here in the chat, there's a park called Phantasialand in Germany, and it's one of the few non-Disney or Universal parks that I think does theming at the level of Disney and Universal. And on top of that, they build absolutely incredible thrill rides. So it's my favorite park in Europe. I love it. Epic Universe kind of reminds me a little of it. Just some of the theming and things, so if you're ever in Germany, make sure you visit Phantasialand. Yeah, Christopher, Intamin's always so good at those like whippy transitions. Like I'll always call it I-305 up at King's Dominion, but the whole second half of that with the crazy turns and everything, I love that ride. And I gray out almost every other time I ride it, and I still love it. It's just so intense. I've always kind of wished I would have been able to ride it when it first opened, when people were like blacking out on the first turn because it was so intense. But that's why we're coaster nerds, right? We love stuff like that. And if you are new to the channel, feel free to like, subscribe, introduce yourself in the chat. Yeah, original Disneyland is so good. It's just, as much as I love Disney World, Disneyland has that extra charm. I think just being smaller, it's a little more detailed than like the Magic Kingdom here, where everything's just a bigger scale here. And then for me, Tokyo Disney Sea will always be the most beautiful park I've been to. It's been like 10 years, so a lot's changed there. I can't wait to get back sometime, but that park is incredible. And the rides are so good too. I've always said Disney Sea reminds me of, basically it's like Epcot with more thrill rides. You could easily just go hang out there, not even ride anything, and have an awesome day at Disney Sea. Sign is not moving very fast. I figure Animal Kingdom on a Tuesday wouldn't be too bad, but the two Disney parks in Japan are, I mean, they're the two best I've been to. Their Magic Kingdom is basically every great part of like the Disneyland parks here. They took it and made everything even a little better. They just spend so much money on everything there. They are not on quite the tight budget as the other Disney parks, since the Oriental Land Company owns them, and they have no problem spending money to make things good. And if you learn anything about theme parks when you go to a lot of them, you need to spend to make things great. I mean, Epic was not cheap. I think they said about $7 billion, so. Yeah, Mary, the parks in Japan are so good. I've done, for the Disney resorts, I've done obviously Orlando, I've done Disneyland out in Anaheim, I've done Disneyland Paris, both of the parks there, and then I've done the two Tokyo parks, but still have not been to China or Hong Kong, but someday. Mary on the move. Good morning. Thanks for stopping by and smashing that like button. Appreciate it. I know you still have a couple hours till your shift starts for that other guy. So I appreciate you stopping in. Speaking of that other guy, that is John from Fun to Be Free. He's a local streamer here as well. Good friend of the channel. Got a link to his channel in my description for this stream. He goes live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. Every day, all 7 days, he streams from the park. So once I'm done here at Animal Kingdom, check him out, because I'll probably be wrapping up right around 2 o'clock. Oh, I like that thought, Christopher. Do a TPG field trip to Japan. The problem for me in Japan, if I go to the other parks, because I went to I did a, hey, live on YouTube. Sorry, that threw me off. When I went over there, I did like a 25-day trip, I think. So we went all over. We hit a ton of the parks, and I am just too tall for Japan. And when I went, I was probably 90 pounds bigger than I am now, so it was not great. There are not a lot of theme park giants walking around Japan. I stuck out like a sore thumb all over that country, at least a foot taller than most people. Oh yeah, April, I forgot to tell you, I put you in another friend of the channel, A Bouncing Journey. There's a link to her channel in my description, so check her out as well. She's always in the parks. Does Disney. She was over at Epic Universe recently. She does it all, so check it out. April, are you meeting up with Pete and everybody on Saturday at Magic Kingdom? I'm planning on being over there, so I'd love to meet you in person, actually. Oh, look at all these lightning lanes coming in. Yeah, Christopher, it was an awesome experience. Like, as disappointing as it was to miss out on probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 credits. I'm not that big of a credit counter. I mean, I count, but I don't really care. I wanted to go to Japan mostly for Disney and then just to go to Japan, and it was so worth it. The food, the culture. I love Tokyo. It's either Tokyo or New York City are probably my favorite cities in the world. But it's an awesome place. Oh, awesome, A Bouncing Journey. We will definitely see you over there on Saturday then. It can be awesome. Get to meet a lot of the Pete McDevitt community. I know Monorail Molly's coming down. I'm excited to meet her. I hung out with Pete the other day for a little bit at Epcot. I was over there when he was, so we hung out probably in about 90 minutes or so before I went on my way. But I'm going to try and see him at least probably a couple more times while he's down here. I like that thought, Mary. We should all go to Japan. It's always better as a group, right? Oh, nice. I didn't know you lived in New York. That's amazing. Yeah, I love New York City. Like, Central Park is one of the coolest places on earth. Like, you can't describe it to people until you actually go see just how big that park is. And I love that you're, in like this nature setting, like when you get deep into the park, but you look out and you're just surrounded by skyscrapers, in one of the biggest cities in the world. You just can't describe that to people. I haven't been up there for a few years. I need to get back. And next time I go, I'm 100% going to see a Broadway show. I never make enough time to do that. I'm always running around. So I always think I only need like 3 days, 4 days, and then it's never enough. I just want to get inside to the air conditioning right now. I feel like I've been standing in this same area for the last 15 minutes. Just got slammed with lightning lanes at the worst time. Oh, I guarantee if I lived in New York, I would be, every weekend I'd be at Central Park hanging out. When it's nice, when the weather's nice. Oh, nice. You worked on Broadway? Very cool. I've got another friend, he moved down here, he works for Universal now, but he used to work on Broadway too. He would run like the merch for shows. So he's a big merch guy. He works over at Universal doing merch stuff. He's a manager over there now. But every year he goes back for about 10 days or so, and he will see at least 2 shows a day. He'll do a matinee and an evening. So he'll just be completely booked when he goes up there and just to see shows and catch up with friends. Yeah, I used to have season tickets in Des Moines for the Civic Center. And we were like a second touring city, so I mean the people are still insanely talented, but it's not Broadway. So yeah, next time I'm up there, I'm definitely gonna. I've got a really good friend. He lives in Brooklyn. He's a coaster guy too. He's eventually moving down here to Orlando, and he's trying to get me to come up before he moves, so he can, because he's really good at getting the cheap tickets like the day of. So he said if I come up, he's happy to see some shows with me, hang out. Because when he's here, we always hang out at the parks. Sometimes you gotta have a little culture, you know. What did you actually do for the shows? And of course, we're gonna lose Dinosaur. Sometime in the next year, so get your rides on it now. A lot of change going on at Disney World right now. Obviously, a very sad day on Saturday. We said goodbye to the Muppets over at Hollywood Studios. Had a really fun time that day, hanging out with friends, meeting a bunch of people from the community. Just a fun day for Muppet lovers. And then I've got a friend that's a cast member over at Studios, and he messaged me this morning. They're doing the cast member going away party for the Muppets today, so he sent me his lanyard, and he was going. It was before the park opened that he was getting to go look at it. So I was very jealous that he got one last goodbye. I told him to give Sweetums one last standing ovation, because Sweetums was getting huge ovations the other day, every show. It was awesome. Haha. I'll get some Broadway credits, yes. Broadway credits are a little more expensive than coaster credits, per credit though. Cedar Point, you're gonna go get what, like 16 that day? 17 if you're one of those people that borrows kids to ride. I always call it Gemini Junior. I can't think of what it's called now. Oh, you're an assistant choreographer and dance captain. Very cool. Not to toot my own horn, but I used to do musicals in high school. And while I can sing and am a fairly competent actor, dancing was not what I was good at. Put me on a basketball court, a baseball field, okay. You tell me to dance, I've got rhythm or whatever, but duh. I'm just stiff. Line's finally moving a little bit here. At least we're inside. Because it is hot. We're definitely in that time of year where Florida turns into the surface of the sun for about 4 months. And now the humidity ramps up. My friends I was with this morning it was just my friend, and she's here with her daughter, and then her daughter's best friend. But she said, yeah, every morning I wake up and I make them all drink a bunch of water. And I was like, yeah, okay, there you go. That's the number one key down here. Just stay hydrated. And you can navigate it a lot better. Got Bill Nye talking. Yeah, Christopher, I could do the Macarena. Probably look like when Dr. Evil does it on Austin Powers, but I can do that. I remember my sophomore year of high school, we did Grease, and the dance number for Grease Lightning just... I remember those practices because we were always like dropping down to our knees and stuff, and like, oh, my knees would just kill me. I can't even imagine doing that now with how old I am. My knees already bother me all the time. When you go to Cedar Point, are you hitting any other parks, Christopher? Obviously, Kings Island's not too far away. You can do Kennywood. I went to Waldameer. It's not very far from Cedar Point. I went to Waldameer 2 years ago when I was up there and had an awesome day. Ravine Flyer 2 was an incredible wooden coaster. Like, it blew me away. That's one of the best kept secrets out there. That park and that ride are both well worth the drive. Oh yeah, those high school shows, man. I much preferred the year we did like Godspell, or like we did Bye Bye Birdie my senior year, and I was the dad, so I didn't have to do any dance numbers that year. That was great for me. And I was Judas in Godspell, so not many dance numbers there. Yeah, definitely. If you have time, I think it's only it's less than 2 hours away from Sandusky. Because I flew to Pittsburgh from Orlando. I did Kennywood for a few hours because I've been there before and it wasn't very busy that day. And then I drove to Waldameer from there and hit that for a few hours at the end of the day. And then ended the night, I drove to Sandusky to my hotel. Yeah, and you definitely need 2 days at Cedar Point if you've never been. I still do 2 days anytime I go, and I've been there, I don't know, probably a dozen times. Hopefully you have Fast Pass Plus for one of your days at least. It is a huge benefit up there. For how expensive it is actually worth it. Especially on the rides like Maverick. It's not as great for Steel Vengeance. I mean, you'll save a lot of time, but like Maverick will be... Like last time I was there, I think it was a 90-minute wait, and we were literally walking to the station with the Fast Pass. The Fast Lane, excuse me. Oh yeah, the dancing is so much work in those shows.
Several of our time. This may make your wait time longer than posted. We apologize for any inconvenience and will resume our normal operation as soon as possible.
All right, they're doing some sort of safety check on all the time rovers, so it's gonna be a bit of a delay, it sounds like. Just picked the worst time to get in the Dinosaur line. But, oh well, what else would I be doing? Ooh, Pennsylvania's great for coasters. Obviously, I will say Hershey Park has really become an amazing park the last few years. Because the first time I went there was 2012 when Sky Rush opened. And just since then, the amount of work they have put in on that place. They built this whole like chocolate world. Well, the chocolate world's always been there. Chocolate Town is like their, basically like City Walk at Universal down here. And they've started to add like more theming. All the rides they're adding are really good. Wildcat's Revenge is awesome. Candemonium's okay, but Sky Rush is amazing. And then, of course, I'm sure you're going to Knoebels. Probably Kennywood. Hey, Tonio Tower, welcome in. Always good to see you. Thanks for saying hi. I can't get any shots of Tower of Terror for you here at Animal Kingdom, unfortunately. So use this time while we're just standing here to drink a little water. Will that be your first time hitting up Hershey? I really like Wildcat's Revenge. I put it, it's either probably my second or third favorite RMC I've been on. Steel Vengeance, then it's either Wildcat or Iron Gwazi. But I think Wildcat is the best of the kind of mid-size RMCs that I've been on. Like I love Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion, but I think Wildcat's Revenge is even more intense. We're starting to leave the queue, but I don't think it's gonna be that long. And we're this close. We're almost to the free show. So I'm not going anywhere. Oh, nice, Mary. That's awesome. I did improv in high school. I got really into it. In the early 90s, for some reason, the town, I'll call it wasn't a city. The town I grew up in Iowa, for some reason, we had Comedy Central when no one else had it. And they used to show Whose Line Is It Anyway, the UK version. So I used to watch that all the time growing up. So I've known about like Ryan Stiles and those guys for years before they ever came to the US. And I loved doing improv. My friend and I, we went to Allstate our senior year as a group. We were very good at it. I really enjoyed it, and I love like quick wit and things like that, and that's where improv really lets you kind of shine with that stuff. Christopher, I still have not been on RE Force. I know I'm really dropping the ball on that one. I was just looking the other day at, I think sometime this summer I'm gonna just fly up to Atlanta and back the same day so I can hit RE Force and Six Flags, because I haven't been to the Six Flags there since 2012, so I have quite a few credits I need to get. And I've got some friends up in Atlanta that are always like, hey, we'll go to the parks with you, we'll hang out. They're coaster guys, so just need to figure out the logistics on that, and should be an easy day trip. But yeah, I've been kicking myself. I still have not got up there, and everyone that goes on it just raves about it. I remember talking to you guys, you in the queue for Phoenix Revenge, about how good it was because you were wearing the shirt that day. You've never done Dinosaur, Mary. Wow. You definitely need to do it next time you're here. I really like Dinosaur. I love that it's unique. You know, it's a different IP.
All time rovers are back online, and you have resuming normal time travel.
So all right, the time rovers are back online. Yay! Oh my. Like, I love the Indiana Jones attraction out at Disneyland, and I am excited that we're finally going to get a version of it here, but I kind of hate that we're going to lose Dinosaur, because I do think it's a special ride. Like, it hasn't been copied like the other Indiana Jones have. Oh, Mary, you definitely have to do Tower of Terror. The theming on Tower of Terror is so good, and it does such cool stuff. Yes, if you're not a thrill ride person, the drops can be a lot, but I love Tower of Terror. I do love the Guardians overlay they did out at California Adventure in Anaheim, but they better never touch the Orlando version. Yeah, Christopher, I remember weird things all the time, but I just remember, well, I got excited because you guys were, you were in front of me, and I heard you guys talking coasters, and then I saw you guys were all wearing coaster shirts. So I'm like, oh, good, I can talk coasters while we wait. And I think you just been on RE, so you were definitely raving about it at the time. Mary, I'm sure we can get a group of people together and go ride Tower with you. Maybe it won't be as scary if you've got a group of friends with you. Probably charge my phone a little bit while I'm in here. I might need to start charging my camera a bit. Have to look. Excuse me for a second. Sorry if the camera gets a little wonky here. Just getting my charger set up. Always got to have juice for all this stuff. That's actually charging, and it doesn't seem to be. Thanks for your patience here while I try to navigate my crazy setup here.
Disney rash. I was trying so hard not to get it this time.
Alright, I don't know. It's not doing anything. Well, that's always fun. Now we get to play with more tech issues. You know, I left the tech industry to do this, and then I feel like I do more tech stuff than I ever used to. Swapping cables here for a second. And then once I finally get this set up, I'll probably be on the ride and I won't want the battery hanging there. So let's see if this works now. Try a different cable. There it goes. Alright, so I think this cable's dead. Alright, now I can stop talking about charging my batteries. Yeah, I've got some free Southwest flights. So it'd be an easy trip to Atlanta for me. I just need to actually get it on the calendar and do it. Biggest thing for me is just making sure someone can let my dog out. Don't want to just leave her.
Over there is Dinosaur, and those big turtles are Toxicos and steak and beans. Okay, pop quiz. Skip. Some dinosaurs one way to work 50 tons. You know how many elephants you have to have on a scale to have 50 tons? 10. Wow, that was a lot of animals.
And as always, if you're new to the channel, feel free to like and subscribe, introduce yourself in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. And if you're already subscribed and you're here, make sure you like the stream. It helps get it out to more people. Always appreciate it. Hey, welcome in, Liv.
You don't usually ever have to worry about that. The only time you do.
All right, I'm going to go radio silent here during the pre-show. Back here so I don't block anybody.
I'm Dr. Marsh, director of the Dino Institute, and I hope you enjoyed those quaint exhibits in the old wing. That's how dinosaurs have been presented to the public since the study of fossils began over 150 years ago. Today, that bare bones approach is about to become extinct. In a perfect blending of science and technology, the Dino Institute has created the Time Rover, an amazing vehicle that will literally transport you to the age of the dinosaurs. How? That's proprietary. But the result is a breathtaking journey through a prehistoric world where you will witness the most spectacular creatures to ever walk the earth. In a moment, you'll be going live to our control center for a comprehensive safety briefing, and then it's on to the tour that will convince you forever that the future is truly in the past.
Hello there. Welcome to our little trans-dimensional joyride, folks. I'm Dr. Seeker, your friendly controller, and a heck of a paleontologist, if I do say so myself. But let's not talk about me, let's talk about you, and how you can help me make history today with the Time Rover. It's like this. If I can bring you back from the Cretaceous period, it stands to reason that I can bring back a live dinosaur with you, and not just any dinosaur. Take a look at this guy. He's an iguanodon, and I'm certain that he is the key to understanding these magnificent creatures.
I tagged him with a locator during an unauthorized field trip. Otherwise, I'd be traveling with you. Right now, our dino should be about here, at the very end of the Cretaceous period. That's where you're going today.
I've arrived, it seems, just in time to correct a little misstatement.
Dr. Marsh.
That is impossibly close to the giant asteroid impact that destroyed most life forms on Earth. Our tours are designed to take you to the early Cretaceous period. And I can assure you that all time rovers have been securely locked on those coordinates.
That's right. See? Securely locked. Access denied.
Continue.
Of course. We were just talking about seatbelts. Plug them in, use them. It can get kind of choppy out there, so keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times.
Flash photography? I wouldn't. It alters the homing signal, and that's not good. Oh, and one more thing. Those locked coordinates? We're in. Now, here's the drill. You follow the homing signal to the iguanodon. Then I'll enlarge the transport field, and boom, you're back with one additional passenger, extra large. And don't worry about that asteroid. You'll be in and out of there before it even breaks the atmosphere. Trust me, what could go wrong? Hey, it's me again.
All right.
Remember, only you guys are going on this special mission, so don't tell anyone, okay?
Oh, you have a cat, Christopher? Yeah, those pets make traveling difficult. I used to travel a lot more, and I was a lot more spontaneous before I got my dog 9 years ago. Now it makes things tough. The biggest problem with mine, she hates other dogs. So, like, she can't just go stay with people that like dogs and have other dogs because it won't go well. So I always have to have, like, someone that likes dogs but doesn't have a dog and is okay with a dog coming and hanging out at their place. Back in Iowa, I had friends that would just come stay at my house while I was gone because they liked my dog, so. I don't have a good dog setup down here in Orlando yet. We lose signal a little here in this hallway. Looks like it's back. And thanks again, Liv, for stopping in. I love Dinosaur too. Can't wait to ride it. Christopher, I feel like we've talked about Guardians before, and that is shocking that you have not been up here still to ride it. It's so good. It's like the most fun roller coaster you'll ever go on. Like, just from start to finish, it's so fun.
Yes, I have totally different than like my niece is going.
Whenever you come up and ride it, I'll meet you over there. I'll go with you. Morning.
We have a lot of people that mentions it.
Yes.
We had Purdue too. So
Yes.
Purdue was cool. It was okay.
Yeah.
Won't be long now. till we're on. But boy, that was a much longer than 25 minute standby line. I got burnt on this one. Disney's usually like, a good rule of thumb's like 2/3 of the wait time is usually how long it'll be. But then you get times like this where I feel like I've been in line almost 45, 50 minutes when it was 25, so. Although, there's a lot going on these rides, things break down, it happens. Hey, Florida Mark, YouTube superstar in the chat. Good to see you in here, man. Enjoyed you hanging out with John on yesterday's stream. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Christopher, you do. I know you were. I think you and I talked about that Florida resident free park ticket where you don't get the Magic Kingdom, but like you were fine with that if I remember right. Because yeah, then you can go get your Guardians credit, and that's a really good price on those. But yeah, if you end up doing it, let me know when you're coming up. I'm happy to come hang out with you. Having already met you in person, I know that you're cool, you'll be a fun hang, so I'm one. Excuse me. Alright. Okay. Alright, got to skip a little line, looking for a single rider. Okay, let's try and figure this out now.
Feet and legs inside the time rover. And please watch children. Atención, guarden todos los artículos sueltos. Abróchense los cinturones y permanezcan sentados.
I do need to set my camera down for a second.
Piernas dentro del vehículo. Vigilen a sus niños.
Seatbelt on.
Back row, pull the L strap on your left. Second row, pull the L strap on your left. Front row, pull the L strap. Do me a favor.
Alright, and we will talk to you all when I get back here.
Alright, we're gonna do this again.
Enjoy the ride.
Second row, pull the L strap again. And third row, pull the L strap again. You got your seatbelt. Perfect. All the starters, let's go inside those pouches. Come back out there. Make sure it doesn't stick alongside of you. Okay, man?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Time travel commencing in T-minus 10 seconds and counting.
This is Seeker. Listen up. We've got to get in, grab the iguanodon, and get out before that asteroid hits. Let's roll! Okay, now let's go get that dino. Computer, what are you tracking?
Styracosaurus.
Not our dino.
Warning, meteor shower in range.
Just little one.
Uranus. Hadrosaur. Raptor.
Time to get serious. Locking autopilot on homing signal now. Hang on! I'm tracking a big dino on the scope. Could be ours. Computer, full stop. Identify.
Carnotaurus.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go! Another big guy coming up. Computer. Slow and identified.
Sauropod.
Still not our dino, but at least this one's a vegetarian.
Asteroid impact in 90 seconds.
We better move it.
Pterodactyl.
Incoming!
Asteroid impact in 60 seconds.
We can't stop now. Keep going, keep going.
Compsognathus.
Computer, what's happening?
Loss of traction.
Four-wheel drive, move it!
Warning, meteor strike.
Evasive maneuver! Left! Right! Left! Right! That was close! Computer, now what?
Carnotaurus.
That's it! Abort mission! Abort! Abort!
Iguanodon.
Forget it! Get them out now!
Asteroid impact.
Brace yourself! This is it! They're not gonna make it! They're not We're not gonna make it!
Mission accomplished.
You made it! Woo, I knew you would. And guess who made it back with you? I better find him before security does. Thanks for everything!
Please gather
Always a
personal
fun ride
belongings from
on
the couch in
Dinosaur.
front of you and remain seated until the rover comes to a complete stop.
Travelers, seatbelts are going to be on your right, further down, hopefully on your left.
Good.
Time travelers, place all loose items in the pouch in front of you, fasten your seatbelt, and remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
All right. There we go. There goes another time rover. Well, hopefully the connection was pretty good in there, it looked like, so I will, of course, be reviewing that later tonight when I rewatch the stream to make sure everything looked good. But it looked like my connection's pretty good. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, April. Thanks for letting me know. Been putting a lot of time and effort into this setup. It's finally paying off. Whew. All right. Oh, I always forget. That's usually the way I go after I'm done here. It's closed. Old habits are hard to break. Been getting off that ride and going right for 27 years. Now that walkway's closed. All right, let's see what happened in chat while I was back in time there. Mary. Florida Mark, our Beverly champ. Well, we haven't decided that though, Mary. Sounds like Scuda wants to have a Beverly off with Florida Mark. Oh yeah, and Potato Land. Florida Mark brought up Potato Land too. Yeah, Christopher, that free park deal is really good for Florida residents. I mean, if you don't care about Magic Kingdom, that's a super cheap way to get to the Disney parks, because it's basically like 70, 80 bucks a park. And I'll do a little self-promotion with that. If you are looking to visit Walt Disney World or the Universal Orlando parks in the future, I am a travel agent as well, and I focus solely on Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando. We got Goofy coming. Goof's off for a break. So yeah, if you're ever looking to book a trip, you can contact me. Thad at visitthemagic.com is my email address. And Donald and Daisy just showed up over here, so the crowds did not get here yet. We'll just try to get Donald here. It was Donald's birthday yesterday, if you did not know. So it looks like he was celebrating yesterday, got to work a little late. Whew, back into that Florida sun. And obviously, if we're over here, we're gonna make our way over to Expedition Everest and give that a ride. Such an awesome roller coaster here at the park. Let's see. Chat's jumping here. So Potato Land drank 20 Beverleys? Oh my gosh. I don't mind Beverly, I'll drink one, but 20 of anything besides water seems like a lot. Cheers to 20 Beverly, yeah. I love it, Mary. We need a face-off. Potato Land versus Scuda versus Florida Mark. Who is the Beverly champ? We all need to know. It's like Finding Nemo. Must have just got out recently. A lot of people coming out of that area. I think Nemo is one of the, well, besides the villain show and now the Little Mermaid's back, I've not seen either of those yet since they started up a couple weeks ago. But Nemo and I think the Frozen Sing-Along are the only two shows I have not seen at Disney World. I'm I'm not a big Finding Nemo guy, and then I just always thought it was weird that they turned a cartoon that didn't have songs into a musical. So it always worries me if it's not like original and they're just kind of slamming it together. I don't know. I'll check it out someday. Let's see. Ah, Goofy's your favorite, Mary? Goofy's a good one. He's always funny. Especially in the parks. Goofy's always having a good time.
Have a great time, folks. Enjoy the show.
Florida Mark likes Everest. That's awesome. I would say I love Everest. I say we get that competition set up. Get it on the calendar. Just love the angle of Everest from the bridge over here. I'm sure we'll be doing the single rider line here for this one. It says it's 30 minutes right now. But Everest is probably the best single rider queue at Disney World. I rarely wait more than 5 to 10 minutes. And that's even pretty rare to wait more than 5. I've also had really good luck with Remy's, but I've noticed lately Remy seems to be a lot busier with a single rider than it used to be. So I don't know if more people figured that out, but you used to almost walk right up to the loading station. Beverly Challenge, welcome in. Your ears were burning, huh? All that talk about Beverly. All right, single rider's pretty full. Jeez. Apparently I came to Animal Kingdom on the busiest day. Thought for sure it wouldn't be that bad today. Got a lot of lightning lanes returning over here. I feel like everybody bought lightning lane in the park today. All the lightning lanes have been jammed. I'm always weird about Flight of Passage. Like, I like it, but I think it's overrated. I don't know. Like, I do not think it's worth the lines that it gets. I actually prefer Soarin', I think. But I am in the steep minority on that one. Everyone I know loves Avatar. Had about 8 people get out of line, so Unfortunately, I'm not in the shade yet. Yeah, Mark, I saw that when you guys went to do, you guys walked all the way over to Remy and then it was closed. And that always stinks because you get all the way back there. Is that a Fury 325 shirt? Yeah. Nice. I still have not been on that. It's on the list. Just baking in the sun out here right now. But luckily, single rider's not too bad. Probably about 10 minutes from here. Yeah, Benny, it's not as smooth as it used to be, but I still don't think it's like rough or anything. I think Rock and Roller Coaster is by far the roughest of the Disney coasters. I'm hoping when they do the makeover with Muppets that they give it some love and actually I would prefer they rip all the track out and replace it, but I don't know if that's the plan or not. I'm sure it's just some sort of overlay. They're going to put the Muppets in, probably leave the same track and trains, but the thing is 30 years old now. It definitely needs some love. And if you know if you know coaster companies, that is an old Vekoma. And Vekomas in the 90s were not as good as they are now, so. Yeah, Christopher, I remember when Fury opened, it was kind of at a time when B&M wasn't creating the greatest rides. You know, they kind of had a few down years though, and everyone's like, oh, Fury's gonna be so boring. And then everybody I know, like guys that have been on over 2,000 coasters, were telling me at the time it was their number one. And I was just completely shocked. But yeah, so this guy ahead of us has a Fury 325 shirt on. That's why Fury 325 came up earlier. I always love when I see a random coaster shirt at a Disney park. Because usually you get, you know, mostly Disney shirts here, the occasional Universal. But I always get excited when I see just a random roller coaster from some park somewhere else in the world. I think you're right, Mary. I'm just kind of trying to be optimistic, but I guarantee there's no way they're ripping that out and rebuilding it. Although, I mean, they're doing it to Big Thunder right now, and there's a lot of rumors Space Mountain will be next, which would make a lot of sense. Space could definitely use it as well, but I don't feel like they're going to spend the money. I agree. They're spending so much money right now down here, trying to get all these new rides going. Didn't crack your top 10. All right. Yeah, for years I've been telling myself I need to do Atlanta, Carowinds, and then Dollywood, like trip, do that kind of triangle, and then I just haven't done it. I haven't been to any of those parks since 2012. I really need to get back to Dollywood. I'll forever be disappointed in myself that I didn't ride Lightning Rod when it was in its original form. What's your credit count, Christopher? I'm curious. I feel like you've traveled a decent amount, so it must be pretty high. Yeah, I always felt like that'd be an easy road trip to do. So I think all three of those parks are like only about 3 or 4 hours away from each other. So you could easily do them. Little 3-4 day trip. Oh wow, you never rode Ka. That's crazy. Especially living in New York. Mine, I never got the original Top Thrill Dragster. I had really bad luck. The 2 times I was there, it didn't open when the ride was actually there. And then, of all the irony, I actually got Top Thrill 2 last year. I rode it the last day it was open before they shut it down for the rest of the year. And I felt bad because I had a ton of friends. I got in that Friday and went and rode it. Had a bunch of friends get in that night and we were all going Saturday again, so they did not get to ride it. Closed that Friday night. And then I had issues again over the weekend. 3 days it was down, but I saw it. My friend that was in Cedar Point yesterday got to ride it, so he was happy. He was freaking out the couple days before. Oh, you don't count credits, but you do rank. Yeah, I never used to count, and then when I got more into the community, everybody counts. So and at that time, I was still only around like 100 credits, so I just sat down one day and made a list mentally, because I do have a crazy good memory sometimes. And I remembered every ride I'd ever been on and put them into some app, and have been maintaining it ever since, because now I'm at 558 I've been on. Yep. I think every coaster enthusiast has those kind of lost credits, or credits that just taunt them. Mine was always Top Thrill, and then the other one is X2 out at Magic Mountain in LA. I've been out there twice, and X2 did not open either day that I was there. So that one is still hanging out there for me, and I need to get back to Magic Mountain. It's been a long time. Like 2013 is the last time I was out there. And they've added Twisted Colossus. Geez, I know they have a few other rides, but and it's a good Wonder Woman. Yeah, and it's a good park for rides. It's not the most efficient all the time, but I do like Magic Mountain. Okay, I'm gonna start getting ready here. Used to having 2 hands to do all this before I get on a ride. Sorry, I'm jostling the camera. I'm trying to get all my stuff in my bag here. 1.
5 for me.
Oh, Mary, he went to Dollywood without you. What a jerk. Yeah, the food is awesome at Dollywood. So, being from Iowa, I used to go to Silver Dollar City down in Branson every once in a while, and their sister parks, they're very similar. I actually prefer Silver Dollar City, and the food is just so good at both of those parks. That's what I love about Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. They are awesome, awesome parks all around. You can go any age, like you don't need to ride anything. You can have an awesome day at those parks. They're just amazing theme parks. Yeah, Christopher, it's just one of those things. Luckily, it was, I mean, if I hadn't kept count now and somebody asked me, there'd be no chance I could remember, but luckily, I was still pretty early into the community when I did mine.
Once on board, secure all gear in the cargo bag in front of you. For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the tank.
All right.
Sus efectos personales en la bolsa de arte del aceite para su seguridad. Permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas
Row
dentro
6 here.
y por favor, cuide a los niños.
All right, let's go see the Yeti, everybody. And I'll be back in the chat once we're done.
Hey, friend.
Over there. I always love that view. Such a great ride.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. All right. How good is that ride? I'm going to need to get some things out of my bag here. I'm going to set you guys up here for now. It'll at least work for now. While I dig my hat for my bald head so I don't get fried by the sun. There we go. Grab my phones. Those back in my pocket here. And while we're doing all this, I need to start charging some stuff here while we're walking around. So I'm gonna grab another battery. I get my phone charged. Hope everybody enjoyed that ride on Everest, and hope it didn't look like I lost my signal, so that was good. The fun thing about the streams, I'm basically testing it out on a lot of these rides because I have no idea how good the signal is in some of these buildings. I have a good idea what T-Mobile is, but now I use AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So I'm hoping that it fixes those coverage areas you run into. Let's see. Grab a battery. Go with this one for now. Oh, that sun. Just feel it get hotter. You go in and out of the shade, you'll go up and down like 20 degrees. All right, so now I got fuel rods hanging off of everything. One moment while I get this hooked up. Make sure it's actually charging here. Okay. All right. So not only do I have this enormous rig I walk around with, I have two fuel rods hanging off of it right now, so it looks even crazier. Oh, I gotta get out of this sun, man. All right, I'm thinking I want to do the tiger trail over here. Maybe we'll see the baby. Although the baby's not very small anymore. It's a pretty big tiger now. Last time I saw him, he was much bigger. But he's still fun to watch, plays with his mom. She gets annoyed with him. He's always getting into trouble. All right, let's check out the chat here. I know I've been slacking. Yeah. Christopher and Mary, I can't believe John would leave you guys like that. Go to Dollywood without us. I'm going to include myself in that. How rude. Hey, maybe that's my next step. I start doing TPG tours and we go to other parks. I used to do those with a different company though, and I don't think I want the stress of having to put something like that together. Benny, Silver Dollar City's on your bucket list. Yeah, and I've never done their Christmas or their Halloween stuff, but I feel like they add more and more stuff to those festivals every year. I know I've got some friends in St. Louis that go to Silver Dollar City almost every year for the Christmas stuff because they love it so much. And like I was saying earlier, the great thing with Silver Dollar City and Dollywood, you can go for Christmas, and if it's too cold for the rides to run, you can still have an awesome time at the park, but when you add in things like Outlaw Run and Time Traveler and Wildfire and Powder Keg and Thunderation, I mean, they've just got awesome rides. And Fire in the Hole. I haven't been on the new one, but the old one was just cheesy, old-fashioned theme park goodness. I've always loved this area over here, and then they built all these stands, I think they were gonna do that nighttime show, and then they never really did it. But I've always thought this area just needs something. I actually liked the kite show they used to do that people make fun of, but at least there was something going on over here. And they don't do the pontoons with the characters like they used to. That was always really cool for a while there. Let's see what else we have got in the chat. Mary's getting her TPG time in before that fun to be free shift. Well, Mary, just because, that guy's such a workaholic on his streams, he goes 7 days a week, so that means you do too. He's just not giving you a break, is he? I'll have to talk to him about that, give you a couple days off next time I see him. Yeah, Mark, usually I'll do 2 or 3 rides on Everest if I'm just here. I love to come like at night, usually 4:30 or so, just hang out for a couple hours in the park because it's usually pretty dead, and you can usually do Dinosaur, get a safari ride, and ride Everest a few times, and that's plenty for me. I think Animal Kingdom is just an awesome, chill park just to walk around. I've got a couple friends that whenever they're in town, they love Animal Kingdom too, and will come over in the evenings and just walk around and have a good time. To me, it's the second best, hangout park behind Epcot. Let's see if we got any. I don't see anybody out on the island today. I usually hear them. They make a lot of noise. I can't remember. I think these are gibbons over here. But I'm not very good with my animal names. I don't think they're gibbons. That's not right. Let's go back to the Maharaja Jungle Trek. Oh, Tony, you've never heard of Silver Dollar City? Oh, it's super cool. It's themed to like probably like the 1800s, like, but they do a lot of. They have a lot of really cool stuff. Like they have blacksmith. They'll be out working on stuff, and you can buy things that they made right there in the park. A lot of really good rides, and like we were saying earlier, tons of great food. The one thing, go Hawks. The one thing with that is, if you've never been to that park, it is one of the hilliest parks you will ever go to. So be prepared for a workout. Especially when you leave at the end of the day, because the entrance and exit to the park is at the top. It's basically built on top of one of the Ozark Mountains. And I mean, you're basically in the foothills, but the views there, I think it's the prettiest like non-Disney or Universal park in the country. Just a beautiful park. Got Mary and Mary saying hi to each other. Got double Mary in the chat. I don't see our lizard friend out here today. There's usually one. Or is he back there? He's back here in the cave. I think that's him peeking out. Try and zoom in for you guys. Yeah, he's under right there. Just peeking out, getting some shade. Yeah, Florida Mark. You know, Animal Kingdom gets a lot of crap from people, I feel like, because it's a half-day park. I put air quotes around that, but if you came here and actually did everything, it's easily a full-day park. Like, do all the trails, check out the animal exhibits, go back to Rafiki's Planet Watch, especially if you have kids. There's some really cool stuff back there. But I think it goes back to like Scary Mary and I were talking earlier, way back at the start of the stream over in Pandora, about this is kind of one of those parks you just take your time. You know, don't be in a rush, take things in, just enjoy it. And I think that's exactly what Animal Kingdom is. But when you're on a vacation and time is, you know, time is valuable, so people kind of rush through, they want to hit the rides. And a lot of people head to a different park that night, you know, but like, I tell everybody, you need to see the Lion King show. I think that's the best show on property. The bird show, I can't remember what it's called anymore. It used to be Flights of Wonder. But that show is really good. I mean, right now there's a lot that's not operating here at the park. They're redoing the 3D movie. Hi.
They are out there. It's just right now that because of how hot it is,
Yep.
They're hanging out where there's no shade.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's going to be in the back.
Okay. We'll check it out. Thank you. Thanks for making the magic. A view of the bats. I'm trying to stay out of the sun. Thank you. Now, a lot of times they're in this back right corner. Yep, there they are. There they are. Usually hiding over here. Try to get a better shot of them. Getting a bad connection here. Thank you. I'm gonna make my way outside. And hopefully that... All right, the connection's coming back here. Just hit those random pockets at Disney where you lose cell coverage in an instant. Let's see if we can get these guys out here. They're kind of hard to see here. Got these giant branches blocking. Still cool. Those bats kind of creep me out sometimes because they're so big. And bats are just an interesting animal. Let's see if we got the tigers out today. They like to hide quite a bit, especially once it gets hot. Nice thing when the baby first appeared on the scene, they had specific times where you knew that the baby tiger and mom would be out, so you could kind of plan around it, because they would do it right at park opening for a couple hours. But now it's kind of a crapshoot whenever they're going to be out. Sometimes they hide in this corner back here in the shade, but I don't see them. Just can't really see that area from up where we just were. Just so you know, even though there's tigers in the forest, we will be very safe. In case anyone was concerned about my well-being. I do love this Maharaja Trek area. They do really cool, some cool theming with it. So I heard tigers on the right side, way up in the back. So I'll have to try and get a better angle of it here.
Is that the babe?
I'm not really seeing any tigers.
There in the corner behind that, I can barely see it. The bamboo in the wall.
Sorry. The tigers are hiding today. Ha. Yeah, Christopher, I have a good friend down in St. Pete area, and he usually has Disney or Universal annual passes. He'll kind of alternate which one he gets, and this year he doesn't have. I think he still has his Universal pass, but he didn't renew his Disney because he's like, all my money this year is going to Epic, since we can't get the annual pass for Epic yet. You got to buy the one-day tickets all the time, and that gets expensive. Thanks a lot for coming in, Christopher. It was great chatting with you. Thanks for watching the stream. And yeah, reach out if you're going to head up here for some Guardians. I would definitely meet up with you for that. And we got some cow-like species up here at the top of the hill hanging out. Not always the most exciting animal area over here, but hoping maybe, because sometimes there'll be a tiger up here as well. I have not seen one lately. I think they did move them back over to the area we just walked through. They were hiding today. Yeah, sometimes you'll get one hanging out back here. Don't see anything. We'll look. There's a little alcove here where you can look into that area a little better. Everybody's saying goodbye to Christopher. He's popped in a few of the streams lately. I know he was enjoying my Epic Universe one a couple weeks ago. Now we get to go into the bird area. Shade feels pretty good. Losing my signal again. These buildings always cause problems. This guy hanging out here. Good. That guy's just enjoying the sun, hanging out on the sidewalk, catching some rays. I just had a weird like PTSD type memory. Last summer, I used to stream on TikTok once in a while in the parks, and I was streaming in here, this exact area. And as I was walking through, like a 2 or 3 year old boy ran up and punched me in my man parts. It was very weird, and it hurt a lot. I don't think he punched me. He kind of turned and ran into me, but it did not feel good. And to be live on stream when that happens was not fun. A ton of birds out today. Probably all hanging out in the shade, like this guy. Just realized I think I still have that I'm riding Everest up. Yep. We're not riding Everest anymore. You know what? I actually think I have a... Oh, maybe not. I thought I built out the gorillas and the tigers, but I must not have one. Yeah, Mary, ouch is right. It was... I actually like dropped down to one knee and somehow kept myself from letting loose a long line of profanity at that time. But yeah, I kept it together. I'm a pro, you know, professional streamer. You gotta be ready for anything. My thought here. Gonna need to use the restroom at some point, but I'm gonna walk over to the safari. Let's do the safari. And then, because that's probably gonna be a decent wait today. The line's pretty long. But that's fine. So we'll go check that out. We'll probably do the gorilla trail. And then I will probably wrap up after that. But we'll play it by ear. We'll see. Even though I haven't been streaming super long, I've been in the park since about 8:30. I met up with some friends earlier, so unfortunately I've got a ticking clock at home named Barkley, the dog, who unfortunately needs me to be around for her to go to the bathroom. So I can't always be in the parks all day. The backwoods country, Mary. Silver Dollar and Dollywood are definitely both in the backwoods. I would agree. Like when I would drive down there from Iowa, you could just progressively see it the further south you went. Like, yep, we're definitely in the South now. Whereas I always joke, you know, living here in Orlando, that if I want to go to the South, I actually have to go north, because like Central and Southern Florida are not really the same as most of the South. Go north to Gainesville to get to the South. You know, Mary, that's a great question. How did I keep streaming that day? I have no idea, but believe me, I was not in a great mood after that kid drilled me. Didn't know I needed to start wearing a protective cup to the parks. Bouncing Journey, you've got a dog too, yep. Oh, 25 for the safari? Oh, that's perfect. I must have timed it right now to come back to this other side of the park. You got a golden doodle. It's the love of your life, yep. Yeah, I've got she's a mixed, I call her a mutt. She's a mutt, but she's Jack Russell, which if you see her face, that's a dead giveaway. And then I think she's like English or Australian Shepherd or Setter, because she's basically like a giant Jack Russell. She's like 35 pounds. She's got a really long body, but she's short, but she's got the face. Ooh, a mini poodle. For Bouncing Journey. It's Scary's got the golden doodle. I read that wrong. The Bouncing Journey, is that for Duffy the bear? Is that why you named your dog that? Okay, I'm gonna put you guys on pause here for a couple minutes. I do need to dip into the restroom, so I will be back. Okay, so we are back. I apologize for the delay. Using the restroom is always kind of a pain when you're streaming because it's illegal to take a camera into a bathroom. So I kind of have to shut some things off, and it's a lot easier when you're here with people and they can just hold your streaming setup. But I am rolling solo today. And then my next thing, I gotta get some juice here. So I am starting to, things are starting to fall apart quickly. I need to get one of these big power banks out. And my fuel rods are, I have to change those out too, because they are dying fast. I think I can do this one. Sorry, this is like such an exciting stuff. Powering all this technology while we're at the parks, but it is a necessity. Make sure that's charging again. Okay. Camera's charging, streaming phone is charging, and I need to get one of my other cell phones charged because my Verizon is dying fast. Since I use multiple carriers, I need to remember to keep my eye on things. Right now, most things are working pretty well. Just checking the chat quick here. Catching up on all the doggy talk here. Maxie, nice. Yeah, guys, make sure you're checking out Not So Scary Mary TV and A Bouncin' Journey. They're both great content creators. Both super supportive of the community. We all try to help each other out. Met a lot of really great people the last few months, so it's made it a lot more fun. Like Saturday over at Muppets was great. Got to meet a bunch of people. You know, like people you've seen their names in chat, or you've actually watched their content. But yeah, it was just really cool to meet a bunch of people. Just getting my last phone plugged in here. The Verizon phone is barely holding on here. It's at 1%. And it's not charging. Fun. Let's see. So I think I'll switch this. I'll use the fuel rod on the phone because that connection's working, and then I'll use my power bank, hopefully. All right, Verizon phone back up and running. I just need to find the right cable. For my camera. And then we'll be back on the move again. At least you have a pretty nice view of the Tree of Life. Although I did kind of chuckle when that person from custodial services was draining that bag of garbage into that drain while we were watching. Probably didn't realize he was on YouTube. Alright, get this plugged in. And hopefully let's see. Okay, we're charging. Everything is charging. We did it. And at some point I'm gonna have to get some new replace these fuel rods that are dying on me. I'm unable to do that at the moment because there's none nearby. Okay. Set this down one last time. I can get everything finally situated in my bag, and then we will be back on our way. After our slight delay here. It looks like the chat's having fun without me, and that's fine too. I hope that's long enough. Okay. And I'm getting my water bottle out because I am out of water, and we're going to be going by a refill area on the way to the safari. So I'm probably going to drink some water and refill it. All right, let's catch up on the chat quick before we go here. Hi, everybody. So we were trading doggy names. We got Maxie, the mini poodle. Oh wait, Maxie's the golden doodle. That's right, Mary. We all need to stick together and help each other. It's like Pete McDevitt always says, there's plenty of pieces of the pie. There's a lot of Disney fans out there. We're not all just fighting for, you know, the same views. It only helps to help each other. Mike and Jen, Magic Adventures. I still have not met Mike and Jen in person yet, but they've been with John a few times when I've watched his Fun to Be Free stream, and they seem awesome. They always say hi to me in the chat. That's right, Scary Mary. We're all having fun and spreading the love. It's the best way to do it. All right. I'm a Cuban lady, so I'm very huggy. So get ready to get hugged whenever we meet Scary Mary. I love it. I'm a hugger too. Well, thanks for watching the stream and sticking around while I took that little break there. I know a lot of times when you have to go to the bathroom, your stream falls off a cliff. It's just the way of the world. And you gotta bring them all back. All right, so I think I've got this now. Say goodbye to the tree, and we'll be on our way. Quick stop up here to grab some water. Go ahead. Go. Yeah. Streaming live on YouTube right now. Somebody asking if I had the Osmo. It's ironic that Animal Kingdom is by far the busiest park I've been in the last week. Like today, these paths are really crowded. Magic Kingdom on Sunday, I was over there with John, and I mean, we had an awesome day. Epcot looked dead yesterday. I was at Epcot a little on Friday. It wasn't bad at all. In Hollywood Studios Saturday, I was just back by Muppets all day, so I couldn't really gauge, but I know Muppets was definitely busy. I like walking down here for this view. I think this is like the best. I think this is like the best view, and it's kind of a secret. Not a lot of people notice it. They always have the photo pass people down here to get your picture, but a lot of people do not notice that little pathway. Let's make sure the camera's pointed the right way here. And at least this walkway's got quite a bit of shade on it. Yeah, I think Pete said he had just hung out with you Friday, because I mentioned somehow your name came up. I said, yeah, I still never met April. Well, we'll meet Saturday. Be a good time. And they do give out free water here. It's always sitting out. Just grab the cup and you can walk up and help yourself. I'm gonna grab a couple here and fill my bottle up. So I got something for when I'm in line. And I'm gonna chug some right now. One minute. Oh, perfect, April. 20 sounds perfect. is a line for the water. All these fun things, so I don't pass out from dehydration in the park. All right, bottle is ready. All right, I gotta set this down for a second. It's not as good as one-handed as I would like to be. Throw that in there.
Thank you.
Grab one more cup just to have for now. You can never have too much water on a day like this.
Order for Miller?
All right. And like a bouncing journey, April says, go ahead and boop that like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Say hi in the chat so we know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. Got a lot of Floridians in here today. A lot of park lovers. I'm finishing up my cup of water here before we get, oh man, it's down to 15 minutes. Although people have figured out the animals are not as active during this time of day. So maybe that's why we're getting such a short wait for it. But I love the safari anytime I can ride it, so we'll still see plenty of animals out and about, I have no doubt. Hey guys. Thank you. Thanks for making the magic. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I waited 15 for the, well, probably at the end of the day when I come. I do like to get out on one of the last rides because the animals are always moving around because they're going back to their holding pens. I always laugh because like the giraffes are always literally lined up at the door to get out of where they go into. And it's so funny just to see like 7 giraffes standing there waiting patiently for someone to open the door for them so they can go eat dinner. One good thing about this line, if it is long, there are a ton of fans and most of it's in the shade, so it's not a terrible wait.
Some of our more adventurous guests exploring the park on foot. This is just one part of Hernandez Wild Africa Trek, a privately guided 3-hour bushwalk through the Safi River Valley that gets you even
Go check out Symbol 1.
natural habitats. Halfway through the trek, a safari lunch is served here in this format. Space on the trek is limited, so
Anybody else in the chat old school and remember the Little Red storyline? Back when Animal Kingdom was still pretty new. I never got to see the like super graphic ending, but But I do remember the storyline when you'd go on like the chase at the end. That was one of those things that probably seemed better in their head than actual implementation of it. Verizon phone is dying. I think I can keep it alive. Benny, I've been waiting for those things to hatch since the first time I came to the park in like 1998. Now they just moved them to a different area. And I miss the old creaky bridge where it was gonna fall while you were on it. Yeah, this is a short wait for the safari.
Are you with them?
No.
Don't worry, everyone. We are almost ready to board you on our safari vehicles, and I wanted to make certain I told you about our loading procedures. Before you actually enter the loading area,
I waited about 5 times longer, probably more than that for Dinosaur earlier. Thank you.
Please line up behind that person, allowing them to lead the group privately towards the engine.
I'm a long-time believer. You always go left if there's a split. Oh, now I've never seen the nighttime safari. That would be pretty cool, probably. Well, I mean, they talked for years about they were going to start to do more at night with this park, and just never really done it. I wish it was open at night more often. At least in the off season, because it gets so dark early. Those nights they stay open till like 7. You can actually come over and enjoy things. And then during Christmas, it's even better because they actually do decent Christmas decorations over here. Yeah, I was trying to think of what nocturnal animals would be over there. I figured the lions would be a little more active because they're always just kind of chilling on their air-conditioned rock. Hi, one. Two, thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know
that
the unpaved roads of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve pass through rough and rugged terrain. You may experience bumps and sudden jolts on your safari adventure. To ensure a safe and pleasant trip,
You see all that, right, Zach? Wash your hands, arms, feet, and legs, doors are closed in here right about.
Row 2 on the side. Should hopefully get some good shots here.
Hey driver, doors are closed. You're all clear. Something's not a word. As you said here in the Harambe, we say 20 days, so let's get out of here.
Whoa.
Good job,
Put the hammer down.
Strawberry Safari got us explored the Harambe, Hawaii Ambassador Reserve together. As the last of this does happen to be a very real truck. I'm also a very real human that is really driving this real truck. And the road out here does get really bumpy, so it'll be real important for your safety that you please stay sitting, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck throughout our entire safari. Now, of course, if you have not done so already, I would recommend taking a quick glance up above your head, as you'll see an animal spotting guide up there. Obviously, I can't promise we'll see every animal on that spotting guide, but I got a good feeling that we should maybe be lucky enough to see perhaps 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of them, if we're really lucky.
We get to see 3 animals.
Now, here in a moment, it looks like we're going to go ahead and make our way down into the Little Aturi Forest, which is how we're going to begin this 2-week safari adventure of ours. And that is correct. We are scheduled to be out here for the next 2 weeks. Although Hakuna Matata, no worries. This week sure will fly by so fast. It'll likely fit an awful lot, like 20 minutes or so. First up, off to our right-hand side, back kind of in the bushes, you'll find one of my favorites, the Okapi. And the Okapi does have some striped pants, striped legs, or striped pajamas. It kind of makes it slightly resemble the zebra. However, it is, in fact, the closest living relative to the giraffe. Some of the features that it shares with the giraffe would be that of a similar skull shape, which is just a little smaller than the giraffe's skull. It also has a really long prehensile tongue as well. Now, the striped pattern on the Okapi is actually entirely random, which allows them to blend into their surroundings. In fact, they are so successful at blending into their environment that they've actually even earned the nickname the Ghost of the Forest. I do also see up ahead of us a lot of different animals, actually. Actually, walking in front of us right now, you'll find a beautiful black and white bird with an orange bill known as the saddle-billed stork. Named again because their orange bill is shaped similar to an English saddle.
Out of the way,
They can also stand at heights of up to about 5 feet tall, making them actually a pretty tall bird. Also here to the left, you'll find 2 different antelope species. Now, the reddish antelope with horns is called the bongo, just like the drum. Both male and female bongo have horns, which allows them to stay hidden as they run through the cover of thick bushes and foliage. Now, the gray antelope with no horns but really big ears there is called the greater kudu. Greater kudu is the second tallest antelope on the Harambe, Hawaii Reserve. Taking a standard height of roughly about 55 inches. That's up to about 4'7" inches tall, making them up to about 5 inches shorter than the saddle-billed stork. That greater kudu is actually a female greater kudu, which you can tell because she did not have horns, as only males have horns. But now we're going to head out of the Little Aturi Forest. However, we are going to continue on this lengthy journey of ours down into the Safi River, where we can already see some beautiful white birds with the gray feathers out here, known as the pink-backed pelican. These pelicans out here get their name from a pink color on their back, which extends to their extremities during their mating season. Now, they are colonial nesters, meaning both the male and female pelican will sit on the egg together at the same time, which is something I feel is just very, very romantic. So I'm going to have a nesting group called colonies. They can consist of up to about 500 pairs. I do also happen to hear the distinctive sound of a ticking clock coming from up ahead of us, which of course does indicate that we are now getting closer to the famous Nile crocodile. And the crocodile does grow to lengths of up to 16 feet. It's on out about 12 to 14 feet long. Also grow to lengths of up to about 5 pounds, which is in fact around altogether one of the largest members of the crocodilian family. They're also known for having one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom, as those jaws of theirs can chomp down with the crushing force up to about 2,000 pounds per square inch, which is in fact around just one of the a few of the reasons why I would encourage you to never swallow a crocodile. Now it looks as though we're making our way here into a change in the foliage, indicating that we're now getting closer to the savanna. I think it's time to go ahead and slowly make our way down into the savanna proper. We're going to try to see if we can't get a real nice, close, and very personal view of each and every single one of all of these awesome and amazing animals who use the wide open spaces of the savanna as their home. This first up to the right-hand side, we're going to find some large gray antelope known as the wildebeest. Now that is correct that the wildebeest are technically an antelope species, where the word wildebeest is an Afrikaans word meaning a wild beast. So they are in fact literally an antelope and a wild beast all at the same time. I do think I see in their cave on the left-hand side is my personal favorite animal on the savanna, known as the African wild dog. Also called the African painted dog, or the painted wolves. These painted wolves are very close cousins of the domestic dog, like the ones you may have known. So they're canid or canine. Sadly though, they are an endangered species as they reached about roughly 500,000 about 100 years ago. But not today, the number barely 7,000. In fact, if you'd like to help support Republic, the number should even go online and donate to the Painted Dog Foundation at their website, paintedDog.org. Coming up here on the left-hand side of us, you're also going to find 3 beautiful reddish antelope with curved horns. These ones here are called the sable antelope. The sable antelope have some special significance to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. That's because we actually use them as the symbol of our reserve. They're also some of the most protective of all antelope species, as they typically will sit and stand in a circular formation with their horns facing outwards, so as to much more easily protect themselves from predators. I do also see coming up here on our left and this side, it looks to be a bit of a tower. That would be a tower of the giraffe. Now, if you were to take a close look at the pattern on any of these giraffes to the left, you might notice that each edge to each individual pattern is very sharp and very jagged. That's how you can tell they are the Maasai species of giraffe. Now, each pattern on a giraffe is unique to the individual, as every patterns are the same, acting sort of like our fingerprints. And also, I do see coming up ahead of us to the right side, it looks to be a bit of a dazzle. That would be a dazzle of zebras, which is the name for a group of zebras that we get because the striped pattern on a zebra is symmetrical from the hind quarters of the zebra stretching all the way up to their head, allowing them to easily blend into a group of zebras. In fact, they are so successful at blending into a group of zebras that when the light from the sun reflects off their striped pattern, it will dazzle
Baby's
the other
hiding
predators
from
that
us.
attempts to distinguish one zebra from the whole group. Now these zebras out here are what's known as the Hartman's mountain zebra, as they are one of the smaller species of zebra. They also have thicker stripes on their hind quarters than that of other zebra species, which does allow younger zebras to tell apart their moms from other zebras in the dazzle. Of course, as the giraffe is known for being the single tallest animal on the savanna, a standard height of up to about 20 feet tall. That's on average roughly 16 to 18 feet tall. That's roughly 6 feet tall when they're first born. Now, a female giraffe does give birth standing up. So, of course, that does mean that a baby giraffe or calf will have roughly about a 6 foot drop to the ground when they're first born. I like to say the first thing that a baby giraffe feels is likely gravity. Although, not to worry, as a giraffe does happen to push the air out of a baby's lungs. So I guess it works out okay for a baby giraffe in the end. But now it looks as though we're going to make our way here into tempo territory. And that word tempo does in fact happen to be a Swahili word for another famous animal. This one being very famous for being very large and very, very heavy. In fact, it tends to be so large and so heavy that honestly it should become much dangerous to miss. Unless it's doing an excellent job this morning, which looks unlikely because I think we found the tempo up ahead of us to the right. And that was correct. The word tempo would be the Swahili word for the elephant. Of course, that elephant over there to the right is what's known as the African elephant. And of course it is. We are in Africa. After all, that would make it a little awkward if it was the Asian elephant. Now, the African elephant does happen to have some rather large ears, which coincidentally is shaped somewhat like Africa, the continent. It does look like this elephant here does seem to be flapping its ears quite a bit. That means it's either too hot or too cold. I'm going to guess, though, based off this heat, it's probably too hot. So if it can actually regulate their body temperature back to about 15 degrees by just flapping their ears, which is something I wish I could do on a hot day like today. As the elephant is, of course, known to be the largest and heaviest animal on land. They can weigh up to 13,000 pounds, which is 6.5 tons. Meaning they can grow to be around the same size and weight as that of an unladen semi-truck. You can also eat up to about 300 pounds of forage every single day, causing them to be a bit of a pest problem to a group of farmers in Kenya. That's because when the elephants would walk too close to the farmers' crops, they actually would eat what they perceived as a free buffet. Naturally, that's something those farmers did not like one bit, as they were losing a very large portion of their crops to the elephants. So they wanted to get rid of the elephants. But in fact, Disney did not want the elephants losing their habitat. So they made use of some knowledge that they learned about elephants right here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, which would be the elephants are in fact afraid of bees. So they took that knowledge over to Kenya, where they built a very special fence around the crops called a blue fence, or the fence. Now when the elephants walk too close to the crops, instead of eating that buffet, they disturb the bees, which disturbs the bees. The bees will then fly out and begin buzzing as they do, and then the elephants, upon hearing that buzz, will become spooked and scared and go around the crops. I've heard lots of work done nicely for the farmers as they allocate the crops, which would actually be that of the bees hunting. If you'd like to support that project, you can even go online and order some of that imported honey from Kenya by simply looking at the name of that project. It would be that of the Elephants and Bees Project. Now, it does look like we found a small baby elephant here to the left. Of course, I use the word small to describe it, but I should use the word smaller, as it's really only smaller than the other elephants that you see it with. If you were to compare its size to something other than an elephant, like for instance a human, you would notice even it is quite a bit larger than any human. In fact, the average size and weight of a newborn baby elephant is roughly about 200 to 250 pounds shortly after they're born. That's around the same size and weight as the average adult male human.
Happy to say I weigh more than a baby elephant.
But now it looks as though we've made our way here into a flamboyance. That would be a flamboyance of the greater flamingo. It's the largest out of all flamingo species, standing at a height of about 5 feet tall, even just a little bit larger than that of their Caribbean cousin. They're also the least pink flamingo as well. Granted, that does not infer that they are pink when they hatch. In fact, shortly after hatching, they are gray. They won't get the pink coloration in their feathers until after they meet just enough beta carotene. and other carotenoids found in their diet. Now, their diet does consist mainly of things like mollusks, crustaceans, algae, and even shrimp, all of which are found at the bottom of their habitat, making them a bottom-feeding animal. Also means that yes, it is in fact the shrimp turning their feathers pink. But now it looks as though we've made our way here into the white rhinoceros's territory. I don't see any at the moment. Let's keep our eyes peeled for them, as they often like to spend lots of time in mud wallows, like the one you see here to the left. They will often use a mud wallow, like this one to the left, as a mud bath. Of course, I don't think a mud bath sounds the cleanest, although I guess it does work out okay for the white rhino. Now, the white rhino does get their name off their skin color. They're actually named for their wide jaw, which is useful for eating the grass and other foliage growing on the ground, thus making them a grazing animal. That was actually the Dutch who named them, as they called them the wide rhino, using the Dutch word for wide, vide, to describe their wide jaw. And that word vide was then translated into the Afrikaans language as the word white, which was then mistranslated into English as the word white. Therefore, that's how they became known as a white rhino. But now I think I spotted something to the left. Let's try to see if we can spot the fastest animal on land, or the cheetah. Now, the cheetah does run at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. You can also go from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, which is an impressive acceleration. However, they are in fact a sprinter. They aren't really a marathon runner, as they can actually really only maintain that top speed of theirs for just a few hundred yards before they need to rest for a few minutes. In fact, a group of cheetah is actually called a coalition of cheetah. Cheetah is also a member of the cat family, so just like the domestic cat you may have known, they are feline, and they do purr, making them the largest feline to purr. But now it looks as though we've made our way to the throne of the jungle. I call it that because it infers that we may soon get to see the king and queen of the jungle up here, lying about on their thrones. Now both the king and queen of the jungle do spend the majority of the day asleep. They can sleep anywhere between 16 and 20 hours a day. So on average 18 hours a day that they sleep. Just something I've taken to call a lion's share of the day. Although I do see here to the right side of us looks to be, first off, a long-furred antelope with no horns called the waterbuck. The waterbuck's long fur secretes an oily substance, making its fur water resilient. That one is also female, which you can tell because she does not have horns, as only male waterbuck can have horns. Also, it looks like we found a bit of a crash to the right as well. That would be a crash of the white rhino. Now, the white rhino is the largest and heaviest rhinoceros in the world, weighing in up to 5,000 pounds. They still have the same charging speed, up to 35 miles per hour though. So, of course, no wonder a group of rhinos would be called a crash. Now, it does look like, unfortunately, we caught both the king and the queen in the middle of that lengthy nap of theirs. I do certainly feel like they have the right idea sleeping as long as they do. Also, I wish I could take a nice 18-hour nap right about now. Sounds pretty good to me. I do see, though, here to the left is the largest burrowing animal in the world, the warthog. The warthog has 2 sets of tusks. The larger set of tusks are on top of their snout, when they used to dig those large burrows on the left. While the smaller set of tusks are underneath their jaw. Those ones are razor sharp and used mostly for defense. Also here to the left is the largest flightless bird in the entire world, known as the ostrich. Now the ostrich, even though they're flightless, they do have wings. Their wings are very useful, obviously not for flight, but for changing their direction. They can actually run at speeds of up to 45 miles per hour, making them just a little bit slower than a cheetah, but a little bit faster than a rhino. It also makes the ostrich the fastest animal on 2 legs. But now it looks as though we're going to go ahead and make our way here into a ranger outpost. That's called a warden post. Now the rangers, whom are stationed here, enjoy spending quite a bit of time on some rather lengthy holidays. And when they go on vacation, often leave in charge of their camps some peculiar animals who can be quite perceptive. And these animals out here happen to be so perceptive that I'm one I've taken to calling them the greatest of all time. Or the goat. So here I present to you a small herd of adorable Nigerian
goats.
dwarf goats who are watching over the camp of our vacationing rangers. Now these goats, if you were to look them real close and in their eyes, you may notice that they happen to have rectangular pupils, which gives them a wide peripheral vision, far wider than an animal with circular pupils, such as ourselves would have. As I like to say, they are very perceptive animals. This is the only animal on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve we can't pet while you're at Disney's Animal Kingdom. If you would like to pet one of those goats, all you've got to do is make your way into the Harambe village and look for the feature time to watch. It's where you can board a short 5-minute turnout on the Wildlife Express that will take you into the conservation station. Once you're at the conservation station, you just need to make a short walk over to the affection section, where you'll find an affectionate note pet suit that's got the Nigerian dwarf goat, among other animals you can't inside the pet. Of course, now it looks as though we've seen an awful lot of awesome and amazing animals out here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Sadly, a large number of those animals are suffering from habitat loss due to our modern society. And we here at Disney are working tirelessly to preserve and protect all animals and their habitats for future generations. And we do that with programs like the Disney Conservation Fund, although we do so many fun challenges we can. Now it is my hope that seeing these amazing animals on your safari inspires you to go on any way you can with your property. If you don't do it alone, as you decide to help our Disney's Animal Kingdom, it makes it very easy to do so. Simply approach any merchandise location in the Harambe village as Disney will match any donation given, dollar for dollar, and cent for cent, effectively doubling your donation. It's always something I find feels so very cool, if I say so myself. Now it looks like we're nearing the edge of the Harambe. I recognize that familiar means to come from the Harambe village. If I do have any wilderness explorers on board that don't want to know the name of your truck, it's called the Symbol 1. It's an SAMBA symbol like the line, followed by the number 1, like the script you saw not too long ago. So you're going to earn that safari badge a little bit of the trail once you're done. But now, I don't like to say goodbye. That's just because that word goodbye is far too sad and far too final. So if that'll leave you this with you, you gotta work. After you are seated on that right side, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs toes are open. Watch your steps looking down from the truck. Police you climb on, that does mean that you have a lot of surveillance.
Well, I got this all tangled up, but okay. All right. Always love a ride on the safari. Go see if there's any gorillas over here today. It's probably a little late in the afternoon for the gorilla to be out over here. Sometimes in the morning, if you come over here, you'll see this. He'll be right up here. And then there's one, I guess, whenever it rains, that's his hiding spot in the rain. And all the other gorillas know that and he's like the alpha, so they don't mess with him. One of the cast members was filling us in on all the gorilla drama one day when we were over here. I think I'm gonna do the gorilla trek. That'll probably be it for the stream today. And just about everything here at Animal Kingdom. Basically, didn't do Navi River Journey. Yeah, that's about it. Not a ton of rides over here right now. A lot of shows and things. Excuse me. Sorry. You still have all the cool trails and shows and everything. Like I said earlier, I think even with a bunch of rides kind of closed right now, it's still, hello, thank you. It's still It can still be a full day park if you do everything here. I always like to go check in on the gorillas. And you get usually the lemurs here in this first area. Not seeing any. Oh, they're back in there. Looks like they're up in their little house. Up in here, maybe? Yeah, I think they're all inside there. Across that little bridge up in that. I could see one laying down inside there. So yeah, must be too hot. Oh, it's a colobus, excuse me. I always think they're lemurs. They look a lot like them. Busch Gardens has lemurs. When you're in the cheetah hunt queue, or used to, I don't know if they still do, I guess. Oh, this has not been open for a while. Buffalo. Said beware of buffalo, but it's a no copy. Zoom in on it back there. I keep triple hitting the joystick, so it keeps flipping back on me when I zoom in and out. So I apologize for the extreme close-up on my ugly mug. Yeah, April, the giraffes are awesome. And they were out today. I wish I could have got a better shot of that baby one, but he was always hiding when we went by. It's like he knew, and he would just use that tree for protection. Thank you. Excuse me. Let's walk through here quick. I'm hoping to see some hippos. Thank you. I always like this area with all the fish. Some really cool fish and birds in this little area here. Got a nest up here. So what else we got? I always feel like I'm going to see the birds eat the fish when I'm in here, but it never happens. I would love to jump in that water right now. I am burning up today. I got you. Thank you. Is there a hippo? Not seeing. Yeah, it's funny, April. I just walked into the hippo area, and the first thing I thought was how bad it smells in here, and then I saw your chat. This is definitely a fishy smell. I'm not seeing the hippo. Didn't see any hippos on the safari earlier. And I feel like the hippos have been really active the last few times I've done the safari, like actually out walking around, which is pretty rare. They're usually just in the water, not doing much. As much as I enjoy SeaWorld, there's so many places over there that just smell. Like you get off Penguin Trek. It's like you walk into a fishery. Got some zebras. Not seeing any meerkats running around here today. A lot of times they're down here playing. Ooh, the gorillas are out. Walking right up front here. Just wait here till we get up front. There he goes. I mean, the whole internet meme lately of one man versus, or 100 guys versus a gorilla. I don't know. My money's probably on the gorilla. We got all the family up here too. Oh, they're so cool. Oh, and then looks like mom's over here. It's been a while since I've come through here and they were just all sitting right there like that. Usually they're up the hill hanging out. So it has not been as crowded when I've come through here, but if you see the crowd, you know the gorillas are out. So that means we will not see anything over here probably at the other one. Hi. Ooh. See the guy way up there in the trees. I'm sure you can see, but right next to my finger there. That one's just chilling in the shade, having a snack. Probably just getting away from the rest of the family. I don't blame him.
I'll tell you he is.
Oh, and then went over here.
Look at that one, he eating.
Well, I was wrong.
Look at that one. Hey.
I didn't think we'd see any over here. He found some shade real quick. Hey, April. Thanks so much for coming in. It was great chatting with you today. Appreciate it. Look forward to more of your streams in the future. Make sure you're checking out A Bouncin' Journey, April's channel. I've got a link to it in the description to this stream, A Bouncin' Journey. She does Disney, she does Universal, she does it all. So check her out. Great channel. Okay. Ooh, definitely hit the jackpot on the gorillas this trip. I don't think I've ever seen that many on one trip through here. That was 6. Hi. So when I got off the safari earlier, you're basically on the other side of this hill. So that one wandering around down there is the one that'll come up and hang out on top of that hill or go down in that cave when it rains. 'Cause that one's kind of off on his own. I don't know if there's a reason for that or what, but I typically only see the one over on that side. Okay, well that's gonna wrap up the gorilla trek. Always worth a walk through. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my way up towards the front of the park and end the stream, say my goodbyes. Because it's time to go let the dog out. And I'm sure she just misses me too. Head back to Africa. And then we'll make our way out. I'll be back streaming again tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do Epcot but I'm not sure yet. Just keep your eye on the channel. I'll add it out there once I decide. But I'm likely going to be doing morning streams into the afternoon will probably be my schedule most days, and then I'll do the occasional late afternoon evening stream just to mix things up. But I'm definitely more of a morning guy when I come to the parks, so I want to get back on that schedule. And I'll call it out one more time. If you're in the stream and you're new here, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, say hi in the comments so we know you're here. It's always great having new giant fans of fun in the community. Like Festival of the Lion King just let out. It's usually what happens when you see a ton of people coming from that direction. And I said it earlier in the stream, but Festival of the Lion King, I do believe, is the best show on Disney property, so make sure you check that out next time you're here at Animal Kingdom. I don't always make a ton of time for shows, but I will make time for Lion King every once in a while because I do really enjoy it. Songs are great. It's all from the music or the movie. And then all the animatronics they bring out, the live singers, the monkeys do some amazing gymnastics and trapeze stuff. So I think it is well worth the time. Even if you have to get there a little early to get a spot, it's worth it. And it's air conditioned. Didn't used to be. I remember back in the old Camp Minnie and Mickey days when it was back this way. And it was a outdoor theater. And it was brutal. I don't know how those performers would do it, especially with as intense as that show is for the performers. We'll get up here by the tree and then we'll say our goodbyes. Then I'm gonna go swap out a bunch of fuel rods so they're ready for next time, because I burned through all of mine today. But the fuel rods are lifesavers. Well worth it. Wasn't lucky enough to catch the bird show up front here that they do sometimes today. That's really cool when they all come flying in. Yeah. That's going to do it. Hi, I'm Fab, the theme park giant. Thanks for watching the stream. If you've been in here, appreciate it. All the likes, all the subscribers, all the people chatting. Just makes for a way better experience for everybody. So thank you so much. That is going to do it for me here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. As you can see, the Tree of Life in the background. All right. Like I said, tomorrow I'll probably be at Epcot. If I'm not at Epcot, it'll likely be Hollywood Studios. So we'll figure that all out later today. And yeah, hopefully we see you then. Thanks again. I'm Fab, the theme park giant, saying get out there and make it a giant day of fun. And now I need to smile and wave for a while because of the delay from my phone to YouTube. So yeah.